Okay. And we meet again for the last time this award season. So we started this back in August, coming up with the most inane possible predictions. And actually, if you look back at the list, some of them came true. Some of them didn't, and the less said about them, the better.
Oh, God.
Hey, I'm the one that was running Cronenberg for director, so there you go. And, of course, everyone knows about AJ's Pride is now officially dead as of 2015 because of Eddie Redmayne taking Best Actor. But we'll get into that as we progress. This is Pop's 2015 Academy Awards recap, and we're not alone. As you can probably hear with the static in the background and the loudness of the computer, since there's no one in the house right now, we are also joined by Ashley.
Hello. I don't know why they invited me back. Sheer desperation. I guess I am the counteract to Eddie Redmayne. I'm the British guy that makes sense.
That'll work. I got no problems with that.
So you're coming
Seriously, he moves on from doing Theory of Everything to do a Thomas the Tank Engine DVD. Come on.
Oh.
I think I spit on the camera.
I think you might have. And I'm not cleaning it off. Okay.
Nah, I don't think there is.
Nah, I don't either. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the award show. We're not going to go in order or anything like that. We're just going to talk about everything. What we thought would win, what actually did win, and how our actual competition went down. Because this entire award season, the three of us have been in a knockdown, drag-out competition to determine who would get more awards correct by the end of the award season. And I have that final number, and I'll give that to you guys at the end of this video. So, without any further ado, let's talk about the categories one by one, and then we're going to talk about some of the performances and some of the things that are noteworthy to talk about.
Or they'll just be thrown in
A week
middle
later.
like they were last year.
Yeah, exact.
Just say
We have no
whatever
script.
Just say whatever comes to your mind.
Yes, we have no script here. I have notes in front of me, but they're basically just the awards. That's it. So, Best Documentary Short ended up going to Crisis Hotline Veterans Press 1. That's 1 point for AJ. And any reason why you picked that?
The reason I said before, just the subject matter.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
they were obviously, all about the veterans with the American Sniper Love. And
Yeah.
all that.
Ashley had White Earth and I had Joanna, and we both lost.
Well, you can't win them all.
No.
If you did, then it'd be truly fixed.
It would be totally awesome, because then you could win $1,000 on the internet. Best Live Action Short, AJ and myself both went for the phone call, and that was correct. Ashley, you went with Aya.
It was going to be one or the other, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. Any reasoning why, Ashley?
I think my reasoning was some of the internet was abuzz with it. I guess I just wanted to buck the trend because you guys went for phone call. And it was like, I'll champion something else.
Yeah, we've made that mistake as a collective later on in the show.
Aya basically is, how you've seen, those people that play guitar on their leg?
Yes.
A dude plays piano on a girl's leg. So, that's pretty much, that's the only thing I remember.
Is this a deleted scene from Behind the Candelabra?
Oh, Jesus.
That does not segue into Best Animated Short. AJ went with The Bigger Picture, which could have won. It really could have. But Ashley and myself went with Feast.
That's just...
It's short.
It's just,
It's guess.
Disney's track record with that.
I know.
I did not think Feast of all the... if anything was going to bring Disney back into taking another one for animated short, I did not think feeding a dog meatballs was going to do that.
That's a good point.
When I saw it, I think the most telling thing was there was a little ripple of applause after Feast. After the film that it came with, there was nothing. But Feast itself actually got a polite bit of applause. I was like, wow. And of course, the last time that happened was Paperman. So I think there's something happening here.
Even if they had applauded Big Hero 6, it would have been really okay, we're applauding a dog eating meatballs. Now we're applauding the Michelin Man as Iron Man.
That people just excited for Snoopy later in the year.
Said absolutely no one.
And also, if they like dogs eating meatballs, what happened to Mr. Peabody?
Yeah, no lie. Peabody was robbed. I'm happy the Box Trolls got in, though.
It was just a really weak year for animated movies.
You're telling me. Says the guy who put a animated film on #1 in his worst of the year list. And this year so far, it's on the best of the year list.
Like, if you go back and you see the review I did for Big Hero 6, I pretty much do nothing but bash it.
Yeah.
But it was my favorite of the 4 nominees that I saw.
Yeah. That's fair. Then we went into production design, which was a 3-way win for all of us picking the Grand Budapest Hotel because, duh.
As soon as the movie was released, that was a given.
Yeah, no lie. Let's talk about animated features, shall we? How to Train Your Dragon 2 actually lost. To the delight of us all.
Yeah.
When Big Hero 6 actually took it out of nowhere. It's just crazy that it actually happened that way, but now, thinking back, I probably should have went with it.
Well, yeah. How many people were going against it? I mean, I know, well, like, you know, I actually said in the video before how it kind of felt like it could have been any of them.
Yeah, totally.
Because the Lego Movie totally left it open. It was like director in 2012. Even though, you know, Ang Lee was a clear choice, but still, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's clear that none of us are fans of How to Train Your Dragon as a series at all. So, it's nice to see them lose once in a while.
I still think it's refreshing, though, that the 3 major awards, at least from my standpoint, the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, and the Oscars, gave it to 3 different films.
Yeah, it's weird.
There was no agreement. It was like, this is good. No, this is good. No, this is good. And Box Troll sort of gets forgotten about, which is a shame because, you know, it's a very good film. And I didn't actually know the director of it actually worked on a sort of cult video game called Puzzle Agent like 6 years ago. It's gone from little indie video games to pretty big hit on the movie screen. So.
Yeah. Speaking of things that people did prior, did you hear about the directors of Still Alice?
No.
About how they used to do, I don't know if it was gay porn or what it was, but it was very, they were porn directors before they made Still Alice.
Wow.
It's kind of like how the set of The King's Speech.
I was getting ready to think King's Speech right there, yeah.
I was also getting ready to say that I actually was not aware that the Golden Globes had given the award to How to Train Your Dragon 2 because Kevin Hart made me go deaf before I could hear. So.
Yes. We got to see him in a couple weeks, unfortunately.
I heard somebody, when it was announced that Kevin Hart was going to be a presenter, somebody said something really funny to me about how, wouldn't it be great if the presenter before him was Ben Affleck and they just didn't lower the microphone?
It's funny. Well, we segue that into best foreign language. Ida. Why do we not go with Ida?
Because usually the front runner is
losing
this. I guess it's not been the case recently,
No.
but there was a while there where the foreign category was really unpredictable.
Like the documentary category. And this year it's flipped.
Yeah, I guess what I said before, I guess was a popular thing to think about how people were comparing Ida to the White Ribbon, and how it was the front runner and lost, and A Prophet was also a front runner that year, and they both lost.
Yeah.
But
I really don't like Secret in Their Eyes.
That's why I kind of fell back in the production game, because there were a lot of, I really overestimated the upset factor.
Yeah. You went with Leviathan, and Ashley and myself went with Wild Tales. Just because. Ashley, do you have a reason why?
I just didn't think that Ida had some sort of momentum, but in all honesty, they were all pretty strong films from what I've seen, because obviously a few days before that, Timbuktu got the César, I think.
That sounds right.
I don't know if it was for, no, it probably wasn't for foreign languages. I think the foreign language, or the international one, went to Xavier Dolan, which was French-Canadian. So I would say that isn't really foreign if it's in part French, but whatever. But yeah, Timbuktu did very well there. And looking into it, when it was about sort of militant extremism.
Mm.
I actually thought that could win because of the whole, the anti-ISIS thing that sort of got brought up by Clooney at the Globes. And I don't know whether that was going to get some momentum, but it didn't. But that's probably why the French loved it. Although why they gave an award to Kristen Stewart, I have no clue. Then again, I haven't seen the film, so.
Apparently, she's like the first American actress to pull it off.
That's crazy. That's a screw you to everyone in the world right now that thinks that she's not a good actress. Documentary went to Citizen 4. No shock or surprise there. Really.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where it was for the better that we didn't say, hey, there could be an upset.
Nope, not this time.
Best thing is, apparently, it's being shown on TV over here in about 4 days' time.
Yeah, it's playing on HBO now.
Nice. Well, let's talk about the first, I would say an upset of the night, but not really, in a smaller category, obviously. We're talking about Best Original Score, and a lot of people were thinking that The Theory of Everything was going to win.
Let me tell you why you feel so proud right now and why you have that idiotic smile on your face.
Go ahead.
This is what he does.
Okay.
What you do every year is you're more inclined to pick what you want to win.
Yeah.
You say, the whole I'm going with my heart thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you just so happened to have a really lucky year. And
Agreed.
it just so happened that the stuff you wanted to win did surprisingly really, really well.
Yes.
And that is the only reason.
I know.
Because this win had The Theory of Everything written all over it, even if, Grand Budapest did seem like a threat in pretty much all of the tech categories.
Yeah,
even,
totally.
Even the ones that wasn't a front runner in.
It's true.
You just got lucky, motherfucker.
You're right, but I'm happy with that luck. I should have played the lottery after this, actually. Yeah, Grand Budapest wins Best Original Score. Ashley and myself both had it. I love that score, and I was, like I said, thinking with my heart, and it worked. It doesn't usually, but it did this time. Best Original Song, let's quickly talk about that real quick. There were performances from all the nominated songs, and it was the first time that I've heard the Glenn Campbell song from I'll Be Me. I'm Not Gonna Miss You as depressing as All Get Out, and Tim McGraw, of all people, singing it just seems so appropriate. And it loses to Selma.
Oh.
We had the Selma put over at the Grammys. We didn't need another one at the Oscars.
At least Common has an Oscar.
Common has an Oscar. Just
We'll say
with 3-6 Mafia.
we'll say that it was for supporting actor for Smoking Aces.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
And that's why Chris Pine was in the audience crying.
Yes.
He was like, oh man, we were trying to kill each other in that movie, and now what you're singing is beautiful.
I really like the performance of Tegan and Sarah doing Everything is Awesome. That's the first time I've seen them, actually. And I like the fact that Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo was actually in that performance. I thought that was pretty sweet.
The guy that does the rock
Right.
music?
Yeah.
He's the guy that put it all together, wasn't he? It's
Yeah.
his soundtrack.
I'm happy that he was actually there, though. Because he doesn't come out very often. Like, you hear his music, but you really don't see him out in the public eye very often.
Can I throw something a little controversial out about that performance?
Go ahead.
You'll notice last year, I liked Pharrell's performance of Happy. The way he got the entire room to stand up and dance.
Yes.
I thought was really awesome.
With his awesome hat.
I kind of thought what they put together here for Everything is Awesome was really, really bloated and not exact. Just kind of what I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
It was like Lego Rama as a musical performance. Because there were so many things that were just like jumping out at you the whole time. It's like, hey, there's Batman. It's like there's everybody and everything's here. And but everybody that wanted to see that performance got to see it. So I mean, I guess you could say that about it. So
Can we just blame Neil Patrick Harris like the rest of the internet?
we'll talk about MPH in a little bit. Don't worry.
I haven't heard anything else about it, but I'm going to assume that was Will Arnett in the Batman costume.
Ashley, do you know?
Not sure.
I
No.
don't see any reason it wouldn't be.
I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be either. Yeah, and I don't like Andy Samberg, and I know AJ feels the same. I don't know what Ashley thinks about him, but him being out there, I mean, granted, he was just like a bit part of it. Obviously, he's part of the Lonely Island, but the guys that with him are a lot better than he is, obviously. But it didn't make me hate him as much as normal. So
there was something really awkward going on, and I don't know if it got itself sorted out or not. Luckily, we didn't have a Zoolander moment or anything, but I guess there was some awkwardness going on about how Rita Ora was the performer of the Beyond the Light song.
Yeah.
And that was the extent of it. She was just a performer.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess she had some appearances and interviews where she seemed under the impression that she was officially nominated for it.
Oh, ouch. That sucks.
I don't know if she sorted that out or not, or somebody kind of broke it to her, but I just wonder what would have happened if it had won, and like would we have had like a Zoolander Lenny Kravitz thing going on? Would
have been entertaining to watch. Makeup and hair actually went to Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, I just overestimated the upsets.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, I mean, I know, like, it was really impressive what they did to Tilda Swinton, and I'm sure there was a lot of other, subtle things in there.
Yeah.
But it just seemed a little, I don't know, small, I guess.
It sucks about Foxcatcher not getting any love for this at all. Foxcatcher just got, like, totally screwed pretty much the whole season. I mean, it got nominated, but it can't win anything. That was the bad thing.
What people were saying about Foxcatcher the night before nominations, the fact that it got the nominations that it did is impressive enough.
I agree with that. Let's talk about Best Visual Effects, shall we? So we were hoping for the upset with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Interstellar took it, which that gave Ashley a point, and we really shouldn't have went for an upset here because it seemed like it was written in the stars, and we went against type, and it cost us points.
If scientists are impressed by the thing, it must be award-winning capability.
I said
that before, and I'll say it again here.
Fair enough.
I was just a little disappointed they didn't take it in another. I mean, I know you should base wins on quality and not necessarily what happened before, but
correct.
Having just awarded Gravity, and I was thinking the visual effects in Interstellar and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes are so incredibly different.
Oh, yeah.
But the way they had to go about things. And I thought it would have been more inspired if they went for Planet of the Apes.
I agree.
But
they truly wanted to follow on from Gravity. They should have chose Paddington.
Well, while you're at it, that's like the in 2012 when people actually wondered if Ted would do damage there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, no, because obviously the bear is done by the same people that did everything in Gravity.
I thought you were kidding.
No,
he's not.
Legit. They went on to do from Gravity to do furry bear physics.
Nice.
Wow.
That's the power of George Clooney. Then go to a cuddly bear afterwards. Yeah.
I cannot wait for Tomorrowland. Let's talk about the sound, shall we? For editing, AJ and myself went for American Sniper, which seemed pretty obvious. And Ashley, you went for Birdman.
I don't know. It's these categories. It's like, which is which?
No one knows. Don't feel bad. Speaking of no one knows which one's which, AJ stuck with a double shot for American Sniper winning for mixing and editing both. And you and I went with Whiplash, and Whiplash took the first of many awards of the evening.
I read an interesting statistic.
Go ahead.
Both sounds have their own separate guilds also.
Really?
It's
new.
The sound mixing is the CAS, I think. Cinema Audio Society.
MPSE?
Yeah, it's the other one. Motion Picture.
Sound editors?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Whiplash is the first movie in history to win sound mixing without a CIS nomination.
That's awesome.
Please tell me the guild for editing is the Sound Editing Guild of America. Because then we can abbreviate it to Sega.
Only you, Ashley. Only you. Only our gaming reviewer could come up with something like that. Let's talk about one of the most awesome awards of the evening. And I've been patting myself on the back a lot because of this. Let's talk about editing, shall we?
Well, here's the issue. Well, I can't remember if I brought this up in the prediction video.
I'm sure you probably did.
About the whole, people were very much under the wrong impression when it came to Boyhood.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were under the impression that Linklater had, like, 12 years worth of footage.
Mm-hmm.
When in actuality, they basically edited it into short films as they went, and then just strung it together.
Yeah.
At the end there. And people thought it was a lot more than... Like, they had all the footage, and then they edited it all at the end, is what people thought.
It's true.
But I guess word got to the voting branch, so...
Yes, it did. You guys both went with Boyhood because, other than Grand Budapest Hotel, it was the only other, like, believable picture nominee that was nominated for editing. So, why not go with Boyhood in that situation? I again went with my heart, and somehow, someway, Whiplash won editing, and it was awesome. I know all of us agree with Whiplash winning.
It probably should have been obvious once it got the picture nomination, because the example I'd like to use throughout the season was Dragon Tattoo.
Yes.
How it won without even a picture nomination, and then, I guess it kind of set it in stone when Whiplash got the picture nomination. It was just a matter of whether or not the voters were fooled by the whole Boyhood scenario or not.
Yeah.
So,
Ashley, any thoughts?
All I can say is me and AJ were lagging on that one.
me dragging.
Both. And neither. It's a metaphysical nature. Wow, that just went very interstellar.
Boyhood's editing, not my tempo.
Not my tempo. Yes. Very happy with all the awesome, like, J.K. Simmons memes that we saw for Whiplash the day after. Even, like, minutes after the awards were given out.
Well, they had those ready.
Of course. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Costume design predictably went to the Grand Budapest Hotel. Another award that was pretty much custom-made for it. But there was a possibility of Maleficent and Into the Woods actually doing something.
Into the Woods I started to wonder about.
Yeah, same here.
But I knew exactly what they were going to go for to showcase it. As soon as they said Grand Budapest Hotel, it was those sketches of Gustav's purple suit.
Yes. Cinematography went to Birdman, and we all predicted that.
I guess some people were being pissy about the fact that because they worked together on the Tree of Life and Chastain knows him, that she announced his name as Chivo. Yeah. And I guess people were being pissy. It's like, how do people know who that is? How did the other nominees know who that is? But, if you're in the industry and you're a cinematographer, you know fucking Chivo's name.
And Sean Penn made the green card reference, too, when he announced him later on in the night, so...
Or that Henry, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Don't worry, we'll get
I know. I wanted to bring that up, but I still remember it. Yeah. So, I'm talking about inside references used to announce...
I heard the other theory was, who was it she was presenting it with? Idris Elba.
Yes.
A lot of people had the theory that she said Chivo because she was under the impression that Idris Elba wouldn't know how to pronounce his name.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit of backstory about our experience of watching the Academy Awards, AJ and myself. So,
whoa.
Huh?
I didn't get to do my line.
Oh, do your line first, sir.
Yeah. It's changed, though. That's the best thing.
Oh, wow, really? Continue.
Yeah, who needs 12 years a slave when you can hashtag 12 years a loser?
Okay.
The Peter O'Toole
Probably means you guys, right? Right?
Okay. Real quick, every year, AJ and myself, we, get food and everything, have our own little gathering here, just watching the show. And it was at this point in the show that we actually started to think, what if something drastic happened and The Imitation Game did not win Adapted Screenplay and Whiplash did? We were starting to get really excited at the chance that if Whiplash could win Screenplay, there was a really good chance it could go 5 for 5.
Well, the thing about it was, obviously you can't trust this because a lot of it's bullshit. But,
True.
There was a lot of talk going in where a lot of people, I guess, started saying that pretty much every voter they knew, the only movie they'd talk about was Whiplash.
Correct.
And it actually started to seem possible because an acting win, an editing win, and a screenplay win, that's totally all you need.
Yep.
And plus it had an extra win in sound.
Yeah.
Who the fuck presented adapted screenplay?
Ashley, do you remember?
Eddie Murphy did original.
Ashley, you remember who presented adapted screenplay?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
When they came out, it seemed totally possible.
Yeah, totally. That's a little inside reference to our experience watching the show.
It's dumb now in retrospect.
Yeah.
But for a second, it looked like Whiplash could have gone all the way.
Oh, I've just checked the list. Apparently it was Mrs. Did You Know I Was in Selma? Oprah Winfrey.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I'd love to hear her say Damien Chazelle's name. Anyway, it was not to be an Imitation Game 1, which is a good thing, but it sucks in retrospect, because we had built ourselves up that Whiplash was going to win. It was like, oh man.
I was happy about the fact that the Imitation Game was going to win, and I knew it was going to.
But
and I had to build myself back up because I was like, man, Whiplash felt like it almost happened. Now I've got to be happy. I've got to really strive to be happy for Graham Moore again. Should we tell the Graham Moore story now?
yeah, it's the right part of the time.
Not that it matters.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Nope.
People can do what they want to do.
Yep.
That's just what life is.
Life's a safety dance.
Just whatever orientation a person is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
However, Graham Moore took the stage and did his big speech about how there was a time where he attempted suicide because he felt, out of place and felt weird amidst, the world around him.
Yeah.
And the subject matter of the movie. And everybody just kind of, took it for what it seemed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, directly after he gave that speech, he went backstage and told everybody that he was not gay and was not sure how anybody got that assumption. I don't
have words.
I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm jumping to conclusions or anything, but
there's a mat right in front of you right now. I don't know. Ashley, you have any thoughts?
Lost him.
And of course we lose him right there. Awesome. Apparently Ashley will give his thoughts once he comes back, and I have to get the mouse here so we can...
The discussion of Graham Moore's orientation took out the...
We have killed the internet. Awesome. But yeah, it was a really nice speech from him, and we don't know... I mean, if that's not where it's going, what direction are we going here?
While we were watching his speech, I even compared him to Dustin Lance Black.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
I mean, maybe a Jodie Foster situation, potentially.
Really, and it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It's just, it's interesting.
It's very interesting. Once again, if you hear, the cash registers down, you guys know that means that we lost the call, and we'll have to call back in a minute. And he will.
Figures we lost him talking about the British movie.
Yeah. But yeah, another thing here, when I talk about adapted screenplay, I'm really happy that Paul Thomas Anderson got in here, honestly, because I really wanted Inherent Vice to do things. Mm-hmm. I know it didn't, but it got nominated, so that was all that mattered to me.
I was discussing this with somebody. I have this thing where I was asked if I get nervous for any of the awards I'm invested in. Mm-hmm. I get nervous for all of them.
Yeah, same here.
Because there's that thing where it feels like, you see all the award. There's always the complaints. There's always, there's just constant award shows for an entire 3 months. Yeah. And it leaves no surprises open whatsoever. But every now and then they do happen. And those little tiny surprises that have been sprinkled throughout the past, years back. Yeah. Make it seem like anything is still possible no matter what. Just when they did supporting actor. Just absolutely everybody.
Yeah, everybody knows. Exactly.
But there's always that one little tiny dot in the very back of your head going, what if it's Duvall or something? And they were doing screenplay, and it was like, it'd be totally awesome if it was Whiplash, but I'm pretty sure it's Graham Moore. Really fucking hope it's not The Theory of Everything. Holy shit, what if it's Paul Thomas Anderson? All of this goes through my head.
Exactly.
All of this goes through my head in like a fraction of a second, right before the envelope is opened.
It's really crazy because it's like, editing is the biggest one for me this year. I was sitting on my chair, like on the edge of my seat. I was like, "Oh my god, am I about to look really stupid, or am I about to able to say that I called this when no one else did?"
Well, that was the thing about Whiplash is obviously the winner. Then we had Boyhood that looked like the front runner.
Yeah.
And then Grand Budapest, which was taking a bunch of texts.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking, like, man, that'd be kind of awesome if it was The Imitation Game.
Nice to give it something, and then later on it gets adapted to screenplay, so everything's fine.
If The Imitation Game had won anything else by, like, total surprise, I thought that would have been kind of awesome.
Cumberbatch would have been nice to win, too.
Well, actor is going to be quite a conversation.
Yeah. Hopefully we can have Ashley join us for it. He'll pick us up later in a minute. Let's talk about original screenplay real quick. Yeah, this was a battle between Birdman and the Grand Budapest Hotel. Like, literally, there was nothing else even in the running at this point.
If a lot of people were still predicting Boyhood for picture because,
after it lost editing, I think it was done.
Because here's the thing.
Arquette was always going to win.
Here's what you need to look at.
Okay.
Okay? I tried to express this a lot. But thankfully they kind of are backing me up now.
Correct.
Here's the thing. Yeah, there are those little moments of hope that some people had, and there are those things that kind of make you want to go towards another thing and be like, "Oh, this is going to really happen."
Yeah.
And we say every year, presidents don't matter; they're broken every year.
Indeed.
There's always some kind of new record or new trend broken or whatever. However, having said that, 99 times out of 100, 99.9 times out of 100, yes. Do not fuck with the guilds.
No, not at all.
Don't even try to fuck with the guilds.
Nope.
Don't even say Birdman's going to take PGA, DGA, and SAG, but Boyhood will be okay because it had BAFTA.
But here's the thing, though. Birdman wasn't eligible for WGA. Mm-hmm. If it would have been, would it have won WGA as well? That's the question.
That's hard to say.
Because it's weird, because it seemed like this was a win for Wes Anderson all day, every day, but then Birdman started to win.
Yeah.
And it started to win decisively. Like, Anderson took the WGA, just like I predicted, but he really didn't have any competition.
The screenplay's getting a lot of backlash, too.
Really?
Yeah, because, I didn't really notice it before, but it's kind of interesting to think about the fact that not only is it a Best Picture winner now, but the Oscar winner for screenplay has 3 different references to balls in it. There's Smells Like Balls, there's Play With My Balls, and there's This Play Is Hitting Me in the Balls with a Tiny Hammer.
My God.
Something about being in the balls with a tiny hammer.
That's interesting. I never thought of it that way.
Not to mention that Smells Like Balls is one of the very first things we hear.
Yeah.
It's like, how does that compare to Get Your Hands Off My Lobby Boy?
That's something I've had to hear a lot of lately, if you know what I mean, so.
So, yeah, what Smells Like Balls?
Yeah.
Oh, you're being serious?
Yep. I've had to hear that a lot.
Oh, yes, because we know somebody.
Yes, indeed. Let's talk director, shall we? Again, it was really getting down to the one of those things that it could have been either one. It really could have been. But then the guild happened, and like AJ said, don't mess with the guilds. And we were predicting Inarritu, all of us did. And he won.
Because that was the thing.
And it was awesome.
That just seems really weird how people had it. A lot of people were predicting the other way.
Yeah.
People kept thinking there was going to be a split.
Linklater's going to win,
and
regardless.
The people that kept saying the split was going to happen were saying it was going to be Birdman and Linklater. But if there was going to be a split, the other way around seemed like the clear way to go.
I think they wanted just to give Linklater the award, and they didn't really care if they were right or not.
So, but no, the outcome side, we're getting ahead of ourselves a lot.
We have to.
So,
because we have to. We're live. We have to. We can't kill time. Ashley will be back as soon as he can, hopefully. Let's talk about Best Supporting Actress. Yeah, it started a nice controversy when Patricia Arquette predictably became Kate Blanchett version 2.
Okay.
Let's go into it somewhat.
Well,
people have talked about this a lot, because don't forget it's a week away from the ceremony. It was a week from yesterday, so
yeah.
We're behind.
Obviously, she was, and it's fine. You know? And what she was talking about, it's not like, it's anything to be against.
No. Of course not.
But I guess, like, people are going to bitch about anything.
Yes.
We'll get into Neil Patrick Harris soon enough.
Yeah, we'll talk about
just how much people love to bitch for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, apparently it wasn't so much what she said on stage that people didn't like, it was what she said in the press room.
I didn't hear about
where
that.
she kind of went a little, I guess she kind of like mixed her words up a little bit, and it didn't quite come out the way she probably intended it to. But at the same time, people were like, let's give her a break, because she can't seem to give a speech without looking off a piece of paper, no matter how many times she does it. So if she's just kind of, speaking on the fly, she can maybe get some words jumbled, and maybe, But I think it's clear what her point was.
Yeah.
And I don't think, it's like, I don't know. This is like touchy shit. So
I understand where she's coming from. I'll just put it that way. And I'm sure AJ feels the same way. And if Ashley was able to join us right now, I'm sure he'd probably say the same as well. We're trying to stay out of it as much as we can.
Well, I'm struggling to remember what it was she even said. I mean, I get the gist of it, but I'm trying to remember exactly what she said.
Basically, equal rights, equal pay, for equal work.
Meryl Streep was really happy.
Meryl Streep marked out.
Jennifer Lopez was like, "Hey, I'm on camera. I better do it too." So. Yeah, because that's all Jennifer Lopez was there for, was to, sit in the front row and, display what everybody got pissed off at Jeremy Renner for pointing out at the Globes.
Yeah, that was funny. Well, I know we're ahead of ourselves, but we have to, as Ashley hasn't joined us back yet. Best Supporting Actor. There was never any question. And
all day.
It was super awesome when it actually happened.
I know Norton would have made the most sense for an upset because of how Birdman was doing and the fact that everybody was pretty much mentioning he was in second place. But for some reason, the entire day leading up to the ceremony, I was going, what if the upset's Ruffalo?
That actually is the only one I'm aware of that went with Ruffalo during a lot of his predictions.
It's gonna be Simmons no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. Who's number 2?
But what if it's Ruffalo?
Who really is number 2 right now? I would love, and I'm sure AJ would agree with me, would love to see what the actual tallies of these awards are, because I'd love to see how close these people are.
I bet some of them would be surprising.
Some of these would be very surprising, and I think some of these would cause mental breakdowns in the actors and actresses that are involved. I didn't get one vote? Really? Not one?
There's 6,000 people in the Academy. What's going on?
I have friends that said they voted for me. I didn't get one vote. It's like it's a junior high election.
Gold Derby had a say in it.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
There's people that hate you, Michael Keaton. Just so you know, Gold Derby says there's people that hate you.
Yeah, they got those hanging chads for Eddie Redmayne winning Best Actor. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk. There's a whole Keaton controversy to go through. I'm sure you've seen that by now.
No, I haven't.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Halloween Horror Nights time. It's time for me to start getting into that.
It's fucking dumb, but we'll get there.
All right, right on.
Are we not there now?
We're at Actress now, actually. So Julianne Moore won.
It's just, for a while there, the race seemed open.
Yeah.
But here, there were a couple of problems. Because everybody was saying her main competition was Rosamund Pike. And there's still people saying she was in second. But look at the fucking nominations tally for Gone Girl. I don't think Pike was in second.
Gone Girl was in serious trouble the day that the nominations were announced, and I said that on this video.
And then with the Redmayne surge, people were saying, okay, maybe second place is Felicity Jones now, and we actually have a race in our hands.
Nope.
But Julianne Moore taking BAFTA.
That pretty much ended it
Just
right
killed
there.
Everything.
And what sucks...
There was no race after Julianne Moore took BAFTA.
No, what really sucks is that Reese Witherspoon didn't do anything here, and she should have. Yeah, that performance is awesome.
She'll be back.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
She's amazing enough that she will be back.
Agreed. All right, let's talk about actors, shall we? Now, of course, you guys are intelligent and went with Redmayne, even though it was completely against everything you've talked about the entire award season.
Technically, I was combating myself because, in one sense, I had to go against it because, the whole...
My pride. Those videos are awesome.
Yeah. I'm just the people who saw those videos know what it means. If they didn't see those videos, I'm too embarrassed to talk about it.
Yeah.
On the bright side, it sticks with my other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, you just don't fuck with the guilds.
Yeah.
When Redmayne took SAG, that was like... Those comparisons... Generally, I try to ignore comparisons to other years, but... Keaton kind of continues that train with Mickey Rourke and Bill Murray. The whole
so sucks. And those awards
the comeback thing doesn't really happen.
Even Eddie Murphy, too.
But
they're not in the same years. But I mean,
but unlike say Mickey Rourke, for instance, I think Keaton's gonna kind of. People are talking about Keaton as maybe possibly pulling what Colin Firth did.
I could see that.
Where he was the front runner for a while for A Single Man. And then Bridges came in, but then it just took the next year, and that was it.
Has he got anything on the horizon that we're aware of?
Something called Spotlight that I think is supposed to be somewhat of a big deal, but I don't know exactly what it is or who's doing it. But I've just been seeing that around.
Interesting.
The controversy, the stupid ass controversy, because everybody wants to make everything a big deal and make everybody look bad.
Yeah.
Because for starters, everybody's making Redmayne look bad enough because he won. That just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
And, the whole, goal that we're doing a smear campaign made him look bad, even though I don't think that's Redmayne's personal fault.
I don't know.
I don't know. He could be a little evil genius in that little, thing there, because the whole, somebody did say something really funny when he came to terms with the fact that he'd won an Oscar right there on stage when he said, this Oscar, and then he kind of had a giddy reaction. Somebody referred to it as he went full goal.
It's very true, though.
But anyway, what the controversy is, and I'm sure you've seen on a billion things now, it's really fucking stupid. And I'm still not even sure that's what it was. But here's the thing. When you see the 5 of them, they're reaction shots, and they're there. And Cate Blanchett, who is always so wonderful when she takes the Oscar stage. I love the moment where she was presenting makeup in 2010, and they showed the Wolfman clip, and she was like, "Ooh, that's gross," and then opening the envelope for Best Actor and saying, "Okie dokie, Smokey." I love Cate Blanchett.
Indeed.
She said Eddie Redmayne's name, and what happened was Keaton was holding something, and he put it under his arm like this to clap. And then, when we got the shot of Redmayne walking to the stage, you could see Keaton in the front row, putting whatever this was in his pocket.
So he could clap.
The popular assumption is that it was his speech.
Oh, man.
And people are on his case. Now you can take this back.
Okay.
People are on his case because they were saying, how arrogant do you have to be to have your speech out when the Best Actor nominees haven't even been announced yet? And then, but here's the thing. Number one, there's no proof that that's even what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked like maybe like when he tucked it under his arm in the reaction shot, it looked like it's fucking ridiculous how much this has to be discussed.
Yeah, no lie.
It just looked like, maybe like a handkerchief or like when you go into like a ceremony and you have like those, like, I don't know what the fuck you get when you walk through the Oscar doors, but like when you go to a play and you get like the playbills. It looked like it could have been something like that.
All right. It could have been anything. It's a piece of paper. Who knows?
But even if he did, people are jumping to his defense and saying, Birdman had been winning a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was winning the big stuff, clearly. If he wanted to be... Because he was about to, Another thing that goes against the idea that it could have been a speech was the fact that he hasn't had a handwritten speech the whole season.
Nope.
He's never used one. But even if it was, to be prepared for the moment, why not?
Yeah, of course.
And it's not like he made like a big scene. Like, he smiled and clapped, and everything was fine. So it's not like it was some kind of thing. So I don't know. So that's not. It's being blown out of proportion as it is, but the fact that he hasn't even come out and said, yeah, that's what it was, or yeah, that's not what it was. That it's been blown out of proportion this much.
Yeah.
You know, that people are really, really thirsty for stories.
And it really sucks because it seems like Keaton could have won on Sunday, given the fact that Birdman was winning a lot. And it was winning the big stuff, so it would make sense why I would have went with the fact that Keaton was going to win. Even though...
it's just like...
In retrospect, it doesn't make any sense why Redmayne won now.
And it's like, do you just like to hate on everything? Because obviously you're going to hate on Redmayne because he won.
Yeah.
That's just what happens.
It comes with the territory.
And the fact that he, you know, did so much campaigning to do so.
Yes.
You've got to hate on the person that didn't win, too.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
like when we talk about Mickey Rourke and Sean Penn, and that battle was like to the death. And to this day, I still believe that Rourke should have won the Oscar. And I'm not saying it because of bias. I'm saying it because it was a better performance overall.
Yeah.
And it looked like...
Though I did like what Mickey Rourke said about... the good thing about Sean Penn winning the Oscar is it is a fantastic performance because Sean Penn's the biggest homophobe he's ever met.
Yeah, exactly. No lie. I don't know, I've worked some wrestling shows with homophobes before, but that's beside the point. No, it's just... It sucked because it was like... You knew down deep Redmayne was going to take it. And there was this thought. It was like, Michael Keaton sitting there, he's chewing his gum, he's on his reaction shots.
Yeah, that was another thing. They said it could have been a piece of paper to spit his gum out if he had to go on stage.
That makes sense.
They just be prepared. And people just keep, you know, going for it. They keep saying stuff like, well, that's not the issue. The issue is that he actually had it outed. That's arrogant.
No.
But, what? Who fucking cares?
Yeah. If you want to have your speech in front of you as you're walking to the stage like this, it's your prerogative.
And that's another thing, is that he seems fine.
Yeah.
It's like he was just saying, oh, okay, and just put the speech away.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
And then he kept clapping. What is the big deal? For God's sake.
People just like to talk.
I don't know.
Ashley's going to be very behind on this, but we have to talk about Best Picture now. Yeah, thankfully Birdman won. I'm happy with this.
I told you there was something people were saying that was pissing me off.
Yes, please go into
This
that.
is where that comes into play.
Oh, go ahead. Go into it.
So, okay. A lot of people had really set themselves up for the fact that Boyhood was going to win. Even after the guild sweep,
Yeah,
they held on to BAFTA like it was, they're like a roller coaster malfunctioned in the middle of a loop, and BAFTA is the only bar they have to hang the fuck onto.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
So people are a little upset about Birdman's win.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And the thing they're jumping to is, this is the sense I'm hearing. If this was worded just a little differently, I wouldn't be as upset. But the fact that this is how they're putting it is the thing that's getting to me. Their complaint is that the reason Birdman won is because Hollywood just wants to reward itself like they always do.
I've been hearing that a lot.
It said they awarded Birdman because it's a movie about acting and about the industry, and Hollywood just likes to reward itself with Oscars.
They said the same thing about Argo.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
This is what they said. The Academy always likes to reward itself by rewarding movies about the industry with Best Picture. Okay, let's go through this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's go through all the examples. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, this year, Birdman.
Yes.
Okay, 12 Years a Slave? No.
No.
Argo? Yeah.
Yep.
The Artist? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We got 3 that goes back to 2011. We've got 3 that go back 4 years.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have a movie about a king that overcomes his stutter.
Nope.
We have a movie about a bomb disposal unit. Okay.
Nope.
We have a movie about a kid from India that becomes a millionaire.
Nope.
No? Okay. Redneck finds money and gets pursued by a soulless serial killer.
Yeah.
No?
Nope.
Okay, fine. Undercover cops and undercover criminals killing the fuck out of each other.
Nope.
No? Okay. Character mosaic about race. No?
Nope.
Okay, fine. Female boxer breaks her fucking neck.
Nope.
No? Okay. Lord of the fucking Rings. No?
Not even close.
Okay, fine. Musical about women in prison.
Nope.
No? Okay, fine. Genius schizophrenic. No?
No.
Okay, fine. Dude, fucking Russell Crowe's a gladiator.
Definitely not.
No? Okay, fine. The Dark Side of a Suburban Family.
Nope.
No? Okay, fine. A fictionalized Shakespeare falls in love. There's a little bit of acting in there, but that's not even what the movie's really about.
Nope.
No? Okay, fine. A fictional romance inside a real-life natural disaster.
No.
No? Okay, fine. Long, sprawling romantic epic about Julia Binoche taking care of a burned Ray Fiennes.
Not even close.
Oh, okay, fine.
Pun intended.
Okay, got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Mel Gibson and Face Paint fighting for freedom.
No.
Oh, no? Okay,
Nope.
fine. Forrest Gump gets involved in, like, every single piece of history in, like, the 60s and 70s.
No, not really.
Oh, okay, fine. Holocaust. Yes.
No.
Oh, that's not about the movie industry? Oh, okay,
No.
fine.
Well, some might say.
What about an aged outlaw that has to pursue an evil sheriff? That all of this started because a hooker got her face cut.
Nope.
No? Oh, okay, fine. Yes.
Okay.
A very, very dark thriller about cannibals and people who skin women alive and wear their skin around the house. Oh.
No,
okay, fine.
not Hollywood. Well,
Alright.
not exactly like that in Hollywood.
Kevin Costner in Pocahontas.
No chance.
Oh, okay, fine.
No.
Morgan Freeman drives around Jessica Tandy.
No.
No, okay, fine. Tom Cruise takes care of his autistic brother.
Not even close.
Nah, okay. Story about, an emperor with jawbone.
No.
Bertolucci, yeah. No?
Nope.
Okay, fine. Platoon, Out of Africa, Amadeus, Terms of Endearment, Gandhi, Chariots of Fire, Ordinary People. Have I made my point yet?
Continue.
I don't even need to. Okay, fine. You want me to?
Yes.
Kramer vs. Kramer, The Deer Hunter, Annie Hall, Rocky, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Godfather 2, The Sting, Godfather 1, French Connection, Patton, Midnight Cowboy, Oliver, In the Heat of the Night, A Man for All Seasons, The Sound of Music, My Fair Lady, Tom Jones, Lawrence of Arabia, The West Side Story, 60, The Apartment, Ben-Hur. Do you want me to go through all of them?
You know, the funny thing about this is, and I can vouch for this, and I totally am 100% telling the truth, he is not looking at anything right now.
Ben-Hur, Gigi, Bridge on the River Kwai, Around the World in 80 Days,
He's definitely
Marty,
proved your point.
On the Waterfront, From Here to Eternity, The Greatest Show on Earth, American in Paris, fucking 50, All About Eve, All the King's Men, Hamlet,
Wow.
Gentleman's Agreement, The Best Years of Our Lives, The Lost Weekend, Going My Way,
Yeah, these aren't about
Casablanca, Mrs. Miniver. Might as well go all the way now.
Yeah. You're almost there now.
Mrs. Miniver, How Green Was My Valley, Rebecca, Gone with the Wind. Did I skip one that was about movies? All About Eve's about movies.
That's 4.
All About Eve.
4
There you go.
in how many years?
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So, that I didn't even go all the way.
You easily made your point, though.
Gone with the Wind, You Can't Take It With You, The Life of Emile Zola, The Great Ziegfeld. The Great Ziegfeld is about entertainment, but not exactly the same thing. Mutiny on the Bounty, It Happened One Night, Cavalcade, Grand Hotel, Cimarron, All Quiet on the Western Front, The Broadway Melody, about entertainment, but not movies.
Not movies.
And Wings. 4!
How many years of that?
87.
Jesus. 4? Really?
4! For fuck's sake.
That's your argument, really. You are hanging by this thin of a thread right now.
Birdman won because critics like Boyhood and the industry like Birdman.
Yep.
That's fucking it!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, should we talk about Neil Patrick Harris now?
Yeah.
I'm a little mixed when it comes to hosting. I guess we lost our third party.
We have a serious issue with Skype right now. Hopefully Ashley can return for the end of this video. If not, then check him out Saturday. Or last Saturday. A couple days ago.
the problem here is there he is.
Okay, he's back.
The thing about the host that I have a problem with is that the Oscar host will never win.
No, not at all.
Ever. But he told a really interesting... I'd never thought about it this way, but it's actually really true. Neil Patrick Harris was on Kimmel before the show talking about the issues that they have with writing jokes.
Yeah.
And the problem is, you'll notice that the Golden Globes have much better jokes than the Oscars do, usually.
Correct.
And that's because there are so many award shows throughout the season that have their jokes. They pretty much... The Oscars are the very last one, and they have to come up with all the jokes you haven't heard yet.
They get the scraps.
Yeah.
That sucks. For comedy, that's horrible.
So that I can totally understand.
Yeah.
What makes, an Oscar host job so hard to, be successful with. And secondly, it's always annoying because pretty much everybody every year comes up with their opinion.
Speaking of opinion, 1 second.
Comes up with their opinion on the host before the like a week before the show has even happened, or even when it's the host is first announced.
Yeah.
People have already formed their opinions. That's why I thought the joke was really funny that Seth MacFarlane did, where he did the headlines for his performance ahead of time.
Yeah. Most of those were proven to be true.
But having said that, since that is the issue about the whole all the best jokes are already taken thing, to maybe have like somebody that does a big introduction, because Neil Patrick Harris was doing great with the introduction.
Yes. Moving pictures, I loved it.
It was the jokes that kind of, like, there's always the one running joke, and this year with the predictions thing, with that, not great payoff, and Octavia Spencer seemed horrified.
I liked it when the seat filler was there, and she was like, wasn't even there. It's like, are you still here?
Robert Duvall didn't know where he was at the time.
No, he did, sadly.
So what they really need to do, I would think, is kind of do a combination of what they do and also what SAG does.
Mm.
Or like, SAG doesn't have a host.
Yeah.
So it moves things quicker because there's no in between, and it just kind of gradually has its own flow as it goes. Mm. But still, at least do an introduction.
Yeah.
Like that.
Just don't bring in Michael Strahan because that's just awkward.
So like, do what like Neil Patrick Harris's opening number, and then from then on, treat it like SAG.
Okay.
Where it just takes care of itself from there. I think that would be the best way to keep a disaster from happening.
One of the things I really loved, obviously, for personal bias, one of the things I loved was the interaction with Anna Kendrick and Jack Black. I thought that was done really well.
The Jack Black thing was really good.
I love Anna Kendrick, I'm sorry. That's how it is. Sorry. I really like the way it worked. I think they had, all three of them had great chemistry. And Jack Black was saying a lot of things that were very true in his wording. Ashley, you've rejoined us?
Eventually, yeah.
Where did we leave off when you were...
All the way back at the screenplays.
Okay, I need just real quick, do you have any commentary about any of the awards from the screenplays all the way up to picture?
After seeing it, Inherent Vice should have won adapted.
You're on my side, thank you, sir.
Original probably should have gone to Birdman because, the Academy likes to be up there on asses.
We just had a conversation about that you're going to get to watch on camera.
Pretty much all the actor ones went as predicted, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen one surprise out of a lot of them, but, apparently that's too easy.
Michael Keaton.
And then the whole direct-to-picture thing. It's like, well, my idea went out the window. So give it to everybody.
Yeah, because you went with Boyhood winning picture and Interview 2 winning director. So.
Yeah, I went with a Boyhood, Grand Budapest, Birdman split, and instead it just went to the same film.
I love the fact that everybody was screaming diversity, and a Mexican wins 3 Oscars in one night.
Very true.
All right, we didn't discuss the Sean Penn controversy.
Let's talk a little bit about Sean Penn real quick.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, Sean Penn is popular for making a fool out of himself. And of course, he comes out and, really drags it out and then makes the green card thing. I thought about it for a second, and then I had to tell you because it took me a second. Did everybody complaining about that forget that they did 21 grams together? And that they're, like, all buddy-buddy, and it was a joke between them. Now, I guess people were trying to blow it out of proportion and saying, you know, like they asked Inarritu about it, and he's like, yeah, that's funny to me because Sean's a friend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, people just have to make something out of everything and say, you know, like, it doesn't matter if Inarritu's okay with it. That's offensive to other people. And, oh, for God's sake.
God, just stop complaining. Good Lord.
And the thing was, you know, the whole... I kind of, like... At first, it could have been two... Like, if you had already put together the fact that he and Inarritu were friends, it could have been two things being Sean Penn. He was obviously stretching it out because he knew Inarritu was probably really nervous and wondering if he'd won again or not.
Yeah.
And the other time it could have been, oh man, what if it's boyhood and he's pissed?
I'd like to see him just drop the envelope right there and just walk off the stage. And then some poor girl just has to go pick it up and is like, boyhood?
So yeah, there is a sense of professionalism you should probably have when you're presenting Best Picture, but at the same time, you know...
Not everybody can be Jack Nicholson.
It's, you know, it doesn't matter in the long run.
Can we talk about the sound of music real quick? That, wow. Dear God.
The trouble is where it was placed, though.
The placement was really off.
Because it would have been great, like, in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
But we were, like... We had already passed the time it was supposed to probably have been over, when that was just starting.
But this picked everybody back up a little bit for the end.
So, yeah. If Neil Patrick Harris wasn't walking around the aisles and
that was
talking about his goddamn predictions, we probably would have been a little better. But
it's not as bad as Michael Strahan trying to name a table.
That was
bad.
There were two jokes that Neil Patrick Harris did that actually seemed improvised.
Okay.
And because of that, I think they were.
The J.K. Simmons one?
The J.K. Simmons one and the one where they applauded David Oyelowo and he said, "Oh, you love him now." I don't think that was scripted.
No. He was very heavy on the puns, too.
Oh, like, Edward Snowden couldn't be here for some treason.
Yeah, that was actually funny. I like that. I'd like to eat her with her spoon. Yeah, well. Shoe fits. Use it as a phone.
You're on camera, dude. Not that we all wouldn't, but you're on camera. Don't say anything.
Indeed.
Oh, shit. Now I have.
Oh, dear God. Okay, yeah, the Gaga performance... But like I said before, I said it on Twitter, like, that wasn't Lady Gaga. That wasn't Mama Monster or Mother Monster or whatever she wants to call herself. Yeah, it was, without a doubt. No, that was Sia. I don't know what anybody said. That was Sia on the red carpet. Because no one knows what she looks like. That was Stephanie Germanotta living out a childhood dream to be Julie Andrews. And that was super awesome to see. I just thought it was done very well. Like you said, the placement was off. I totally agree with that. But I thought it was incredible. And she proved that she actually really can sing. She has chops, and she's not just a gimmick. And that's awesome.
Why else would she do an album with Tony Bennett?
Yeah, exactly. It won the Grammy, if I remember correctly.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's also always this thing where... A lot of people are complaining that it didn't even need to be there at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see where they're coming from, but at the same time, there's a good argument where people say that the Oscars aren't just, to award people for the movies of this year, but to celebrate movies in general.
Yeah, exactly. The moving pictures thing that worked really well at the beginning of the show. And
there are good ways to do that, and there's good ways not to.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they tried to do a theme last year with heroes, and they kept doing those weird montages that had nothing to do with anything. They did like 3 of them throughout the night, and they were just wasting fucking time.
Yeah.
One really good performance that seemed a little out of place is much better than a bunch of weird-ass montages just thrown into the middle of the night.
Great. The In Memoriam was depressing, as it always is.
They need to go back to clips. The sketches thing was a little weird, and you couldn't recognize some of them.
Yeah.
Like, I had to look at the name to realize which one Robin Williams was. But, yeah.
Ashley, any thoughts?
I'm just thinking next year we might be getting a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly 50th retrospective then.
That'd be wild.
Maybe.
It'll be a big year for Rocky, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's it then. It has to be Rocky. Get Survivor to come out to play Eye of the Tiger. Be great. Talk a little bit more real quick about a couple of things. The award show as a whole, it overran. And they could have clipped a couple of things here and there.
At the same time...
But it wasn't bad. It was enjoyable.
At the same time, that there's a lot of complaints about how long the show goes on. And I get that for, like, normal people watching.
Yeah, but not people that actually pay attention.
I feel like we should probably not complain when shows run over because it's a show that we wait for 364 days a year.
Exactly.
So we might as well, like, let it run as long as it's gonna go.
This thing's going 6.5 hours tonight. Batten down the hatches.
So, yeah, I'm perfectly okay if a show runs over, but
yeah.
I understand, the whole, if just like some normal person is watching it.
They've already turned it off.
I can see where it's an issue.
Well, I could see people would have missed the Gaga performance given the fact that it was really late in the show, and the only people that probably knew about it were the people that were watching it, and the people that were on Twitter that were talking about it, that were watching it, telling people to tune in right now. So, and Gaga's doing well for herself because she just got announced for American Horror Story's new season, Hotel, so...
Yeah, I saw that.
Which might bring it to Halloween Horror Nights finally, so that's something that would benefit me.
I just wonder how they're going to do that without ripping off The Shining.
That's what everybody's saying right now. Or that could get us The Shining. Who knows?
I haven't even watched the show since the second season, so I don't really give a fuck. But...
I've never watched the show. Ashley, you?
No. Mainly because it's not on the channel that I can get, so...
Alright.
I'm just thinking about next year with the awards. Just say it's a 4-hour program, and when then it comes at 3.75, people won't complain because it'll be like, oh, it's actually shorter.
That actually makes sense. Overestimate the time run, and then they're going to be like, well, it was 4 hours. Well, it was supposed to be 4 hours. That's what it said.
More time for Jimmy Fallon afterwards.
There is one thing a lot of people are talking about, and that's what this is going to do to Inarritu's new movie with DiCaprio and Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were saying that was going to be an Oscar juggernaut, but this pretty much eliminates the possibility of that.
Hashtag DiCaprio never wins.
But then again, if Eddie Redmayne's going to do it twice in a row, have you seen the picture yet where he looks like Jessica Chastain?
Yes. Oh my god. Stop.
Keep in mind, though, that what is DiCaprio's next big film?
Go ahead.
The Revenant.
The Inarritu movie.
Yeah. But they don't like to give
cinematography by Mandy and written and directed by Inarritu.
That's good.
What if the whole year just fucking repeats itself?
Oh my god. The director that's working with J.K. Simmons right now just knows and it's guaranteeing.
I believe his next movie is Skull Island. So that would be
it is actually, yeah.
Alright, what are Julianne Moore and Patricia Arquette lined up for?
Yeah, it's anyone's guess. Alright, so let's talk about the challenge, shall we? Real quick before we head off here. We've had the entire award season, the three of us have been doing a competition, and obviously it's a points competition all the way up to the end. Let's start out with the Golden Globes. AJ won the first one with 10. Ashley got second place with 8, and I got 6. We went to the Critics' Choice Awards. AJ got 17 and won with that. I got 13 and Ashley got 12, so we're really like neck and neck right there. At the SAGs, AJ got 7 and Ashley and myself tied with 6. And at the BAFTAs, AJ won again with 16 and I got 15 and Ashley got 14. The Spirit Awards, which of course we did way, way, way too early, like we always do. Not next year, mark my words. AJ won with 11. I got 10. Ashley got 7. Didn't do that well.
Also, Spirits. What the fuck? No Blue Ruin. You're idiots.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was strange. I did find that odd that it didn't win.
Well, I had preferred the movie that did win, but Blue Ruin seemed like a shoe-in.
Yeah, that's why I went with it.
So
that's why Ashley went with it. And I believe that's why we all went with Blue Ruin for that award.
Yeah, because it's the one the Leonardo one wasn't.
Yeah,
because that's the movie I wanted.
You wanted Leonardo,
but I did not think it had a shot.
Not only did it have a shot, it won. And the Oscars. All right, Ashley, you are actually tied for second place with AJ.
Right.
You both had 16. Which means something finally happened, and I finally won an award show.
Barely. And that's
By 2.
That's only because I overestimated prediction.
Editing.
Had I not said Apes will upset Interstellar and Guardians will upset Grand Budapest in makeup, yeah.
I should have went with Interstellar, I should have went with Ida, and I should have went with Big Hero 6. Everything else I can't say anything for. Because I would have went with the other stuff anyway, so.
If only I went for the right answers.
No, that's my answer almost every year except for this year. So, it wasn't an American Hustle season, thank God, because I looked like a total fool last year.
Well, at least I had you. At least I wasn't alone in it. At least I had you on my train in the predictions process in regards to Mr. fucking Gollum with his Oscar. So, yeah.
Hashtag Benedict did it better. Alright, let's talk about the final tally, shall we? Actually have it tallied for the final lineup of everybody's final score. Ashley, you ended up in third place with 63.
Makes sense.
It's not terrible. It doesn't count our...
Well, what officer isn't the speed limit 65?
That's Mr. Ossifer to you, sir. So, we went completely two different movies there. So, yeah. 63, that's not bad. Obviously has nothing to do with the Razzie predictions that you and I made, which did not figure into this because AJ wasn't a part of it. Or the weird Grammy and People's Choice predictions I made that I just did for fun. And I needed a video for the vlog of randomness. I actually got second place with 68. So, we were really close, Ashley, honestly. We're only about 5 points between the two of us.
That means there's a giant gap.
No giant gap would be AJ in number 1 with 77. Making AJ the winner of the 2015 Pop Award Show Challenge. Duh.
Well, the issue with me and Ashley was we were always on the reverse in regards to picture. Because every time he said Birdman, I said Boyd. And every time I said Birdman, he said Boyd. And it was always...
It was like rabbit season, duck season with you guys. So the question is, who's Bugs and who's Daffy?
Looks like he's the one that got his head blown off.
Crap! Always been a Daffy Duck mark. Anyway.
Suffering duckataz.
That's enough out of you, Roman.
That was Sylvester, by the way.
No, Ashley got it.
Okay.
Comedy for one is still comedy.
So we gotta finish up here.
So that's the end of that. So it's another award season, and we will be coming back to you guys probably starting in August, if I had to guess. That's when we start seeing things and start predicting things. Ashley, you want to join us for our weird predictions starting in August next year?
I might do.
Right on.
I might do if I'm free. There is one more awards thing, the Empire Magazine Awards, which is basically giving no notice to anything that was in the Oscars, apart from Benedict Cumberbatch's Imitation Game.
At least it's going to win something.
Well, I don't know. It's up against Andy Serkis for Best Actor.
Oh, God. Who's voting for these?
The public.
Oh, no. Well, I think I know who's going to win this one.
You have to quickly once we finish recording, I'll give the noms to you.
Right on. I'll do a vlog of randomness for it, because I got nothing on Wednesdays anymore. Okay, that ends this. So you'll join us next year. We'll do this more of like a 3-person team. Maybe someday, some year down the line, Ashley could actually be with us in person. Who knows?
And first it's passport, then it's money.
Two things.
This sounds like the plot to Scarface.
No, you never know. Maybe someday. Maybe we'll all be in the same place at the same time someday. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Don't forget, I'm the only one who predicted it, but Crash did win Best Picture, so there you go.
Hey, Drew.
Roger Ebert did.
Really? So I wasn't the only one?
No.
Roger Ebert and myself. That's awesome. I'm in great company there. So, that being said, I want to thank Ashley for joining us for this video and the subsequent videos that we've done previously for the award shows.
Sorry, I've got to say something. Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Indeed. You're
A pleasure
welcome.
being here. I'd like to thank the Academy.
You're going to be Jurassic Parked any second now.
Or something.
Okay, so once again, thank you for joining us. Real quick, you can check Ashley out on the SNS Radio Network, and he has a segment called Sticks and Flicks, and also has another segment talking about independent wrestling called The Whole Indie Show. You can check those out on the SNS Radio Network. Ashley, where can you find those?
You can find them at www.snsradionetwork.com.
Indeed, and also you can check Ashley out every Saturday here on Pop for Gaming with Ash, and that video has already been out, because obviously this is Monday, so that means that the video is already out, so there you go. You can check that out if you'd like to. And Ashley and myself did a podcast on the SNS Radio Network, Sticks and Flicks, that is almost 2 hours long of just us talking. And we talked about the Oscars, the Razzies, the Spirit Awards. It was a fun talk, so if you want to check that out, you can check that out on the SNS Radio Network as well. And if you want to get a hold of Ashley, you're more than welcome to send him a tweet at AshIsMyNameUK. So, I think I've covered everything, didn't I?
I think that's everything, yeah.
AJ has no presence on social media, and he does not want to have any, but if you have any questions for him or anything you'd like to say to him personally, you can send it to me at my Twitter at SirOwenDisney, or you can email pop at SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. So if you email SirOwenDisney@gmail.com, I can make sure it gets to the proper channels. So even if you have things to say to Will or Ben, you're more than welcome to email us, and I can get messages to them that way. So that being said, we want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching the entire 2015 award show season and our coverage here on Pop. And until 2016, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
August is in 2015.
It's the 16 awards ceremony shows, though. 2015 is when we're going to start. Yes, that's correct. Ashley, any parting words?